Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, da doo-dah day.
Good evening, everybody.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
I think we already had all the good conversation before the show started tonight.
Good night, everybody.
And John's looking for almost the end of the show. I can tell by the.
All right, roll that beautiful fighter jet footage, Jeff.
Hey, you'll have someone we all know trying to do the shortest show ever next time he does a live show.
Hey, Dan, get ready to run Last Man Standing. Okay, you're starting early tonight.
No, not yet. Nope. Although I do wish that I had not sit here all day trying to go, well, how am I going to do this thing I got to do in the house and get all the floors fixed and now the show started and engineering problems are being solved in my head when I don't have time to write any of it down.
Just speak them out loud and play the show back later.
There you go.
That would be incredibly boring for everybody.
Maybe.
Well, is that different than any other night? No, I'm kidding. Ooh, I'm salty tonight.
Aren't you?
Someone needs a spanking. I'll have to make a suggestion to Carl.
I just found a news story that's interesting. A popular TikTok user with 4 million followers has been arrested in Nashville for allegedly headbutting a police officer.
That'll do it.
Okay. This would not be a fellow that comments on political situations?
No, it's some young girl.
Oh, okay. Good.
And she headbutted a police officer.
Unsuccessfully, it seems. Give me 3
Male
steps. I'll be right back.
Yeah, male or female police officer, or that which we shall not mention.
Does that matter?
Yeah,
I mean,
kind of.
Once you put on the badge, you're a cop. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, but did she headbutt a guy cop or a girl cop?
That's what I'm looking for.
That's like
inquiring minds want to know.
I really don't see that as a consequential thing here.
Oh, no. The reason I'm asking is I'm wondering if there is an other than, like maybe they know each other outside of their professions.
No. It started out at Rippy's Honky Tonk on Broadway. Gabrielle Egan was accused of hitting the waitress in the face. The waitress told police she was trying to bring food to the table. Egan bumped into her, almost causing her to fall. Waitress then added the Cincinnati TikToker says you need to watch out before hitting the floor and the right side of her head. arrest record states. Egan was detained after the waitress notified security. When officers arrived, they began speaking with the victim. While doing so, two witnesses told officers Egan pushed another waitress and was actively threatening other people inside. The rest shows she was a danger to public in light of statements for her assaultive behavior. Decision was made to take her into custody. While taking into custody, arrest warrant says she lunged forward and used her head to hit Metro officer in the lower lip, causing it to swell. She's also
and she kicked another one in the thigh.
Yeah. I think she just ruined her TikTok career.
Either that or
I don't think they have
relaunched it.
that's what I was thinking. And then again, like Carl said, it may be illegal in the U.S. soon.
Yeah, I don't think they have TikTok at Brushy Mountain.
Well, Brushy Mountain's closed now. It's Riverbend. It's called Riverbend.
Oh.
It's one of those maximum security prisons where the guard tower is in the middle.
You hopefully tased her. They got that on TikTok video.
They didn't say anything about her riding the lightning. John got the meaning.
A dance with Spongy.
Okay, let's put it this way. In some states, police use tasers. Okay. In Tennessee, okay, we used to have we're famous for our electric chairs. Okay.
It was called Old Sparky.
It was called Old Sparky. And yeah, and
Carl.
And the law enforcement.
That's a Viv look.
I wasn't going to put that up, John.
That wasn't John. That was me.
Blaming me I'm over here being nice tonight.
I'm not. Who can I insult?
But what I was going to say is Tennessee law enforcement tends to be judicious, or no? What's the word?
Casual.
No, the exact opposite of casual.
Precise.
Stringent.
Stringent. There you go.
No, stringent would be disciplined. I'm talking about. Let's see. No.
See Donna's response to that, her suggestion.
Yeah. Tennessee law enforcement tends to use.
Donna, if you're thinking that the scene was recreated in a Stephen King movie, you're actually correct.
No, there's a reason why the stereotype of the South is bang, stop or I'll shoot.
Hey, due to shortage of ammunition, we give one warning shot point blank.
Oh.
Okay. Hey, we're a state that is famous for voting with rifles. Okay.
And wasn't it the town in
Athens.
Tennessee that ran out a crooked bunch of politicians because they were not actually counting the votes?
Yes. Happened right after World War II. All these World War II vets came back and realized none of the votes were being counted properly. So they basically went down, raided the National Guard Armory, and laid siege to the City Hall jail building where the ballot boxes had been taken.
Yeah. What is it called? The Battle of Athens?
Battle of Athens. What's this? 47?
Are those yours, Rich?
What?
And I heard dogs barking.
No, that was mine.
Oh. Never mind, Rich. Go back to what you were doing.
It wasn't dumbass and dumbass attorneys at Bark.
A solar
Okay.
eclipse warning has been issued to millions of drivers.
That's not until April.
Apparently, April's only a week away. So.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a week and a half.
That reminds me, Donna, Carl, we got to get our plans all straightened out of what we're doing. Go Munzing.
Oh yeah, y'all are fairly close to that flight path, huh?
Not too far.
The closest thing we got would be St. Louis. So
About 3 hours from St. Louis. But that's that way, and we're going to go that way.
okay, motorists hoping to watch the upcoming total solar eclipse have been warned not to be distracted by the spectacle while on the road.
No,
Yeah, really. Well, you got to remember, we got kids out there driving cars that ate Tide Pods, let's see.
We got kids out there whose parents ate Tide Pods, and they're driving.
No offense. I don't think they're going to look up from their phones long enough to see the actual solar eclipse. They're going to be watching on their phones.
Rich has got something that made him rich. You okay?
No, just laughing at John's statement because it's so true. They're going to be looking at the device in their hand. The hell do you want? The device in their hand instead of
they're going to be watching it on their phone when it's right there.
Yeah,
right there. Yeah.
It's like
you can go outside and watch it. You don't have to worry about the lag.
No, they're gonna look up and grab their Stanley cup and go.
You're 10 feet from the door.
No, and then there's the other 10% of the kids that are out there with solar eclipse that they're holding their phone down by their knee trying to get a selfie of themselves and the solar eclipse.
That's really bright and no pun intended.
Yes, it is. That's the problem.
No. Quick, somebody write an app for a phone that does the solar eclipse filter through the camera. You'll make a mint. They'll all be going.
You heard that, Joe Bachman. Get on it.
Joe, where are you? Oh.
Yeah, imagine waking up and looking at that.
Oh.
I'm still continually being woken up by the German Shepherd jumping up on the bed and going, hey, it's 11 o'clock. Don't you think you should get up and have some coffee? I'm going, dog, go away. Shouldn't you be outside chasing cats?
No. Greg has got our dogs trained that at 6:30 it's time to go outside in the morning.
Then Greg can take them outside. He decided the schedule. He can do the job.
Okay. Have y'all ever heard that joke about that's about as bright as a screen door on a submarine?
Yes.
Okay. Because of the drone war in Ukraine, around the Black Sea there, Russia has been forced to put cope cages on top of their submarines to keep the drones from dropping grenades down the hatches.
Because they can.
Because they can.
Grenades. So now we need armor-piercing grenades.
They have had them since the 40s, yes.
Well, I mean, that can be dropped and then go off.
You're pretty good at dropping them grenades with the drones. I do have to hand them that.
Hey, I was watching a YouTube thing on the HIMARS today, and I'm going, those things can go 310 miles.
Certain rockets can.
With pinpoint accuracy.
I've always wondered, why do they call it a rocket if it's got GPS guidance. If it's guided, shouldn't it be a missile?
Yeah.
This was not something that was brought out, but you're absolutely right.
I think I'm thinking that they can't actually fly. I think that's the difference. Is a missile can fly, and the rockets are ballistic, so that they're like an artillery shell, just rocket propelled.
Yeah, you had to do the calculations for a mere rocket, but a missile can have a guidance system. Usually, it's not somebody in a cowboy hat riding it out of the bomb bay of a B-52.
In-flight
It
missile
can
repairman.
be.
Oh, John, did you see the meme of the retirement of Enterprise G?
No.
Yeah. It was escorted by a B-52.
Yes. I love those pictures where they show the B-52 with the warp nacelles.
Yeah, Carl, that they did try experiments with guided missiles with homing pigeons inside, and they also had another experiment with landmines with chickens inside. And I do believe it was the Russians that strapped explosives to stray dogs and trained them to run under tanks, but
they would put
run under
mines on the back of the dog, and they trained them to run underneath the tank, and the tilt rod on top of the mine would go off and blow up the tank. The only problem is they couldn't train the dogs to tell the difference between German and Soviet tanks.
Oops.
Oh, have y'all seen the video of the new camera gimbal that people are starting to use?
No.
They're strapping GoPros to the top of chickens' heads and carrying them.
Because a chicken will keep its head level and steady at all times. So if you put the GoPro camera on the chicken's head and walk down the street, as you're walking, your camera won't bob because the chicken will counter bob. It's a natural stabilizer.
There are videos of it. It's like,
and it works.
I don't care if
too,
it works.
Carl. I
It's
was
still
waiting for the
stupid.
punchline.
Hang on a second. Let me see if I can...
look at this. Carl goes, I smell a joke here. No, Carl, this is real. Don had to go on that one.
I'm still here.
I'm gonna play a commercial, Joe, but I'm gonna turn off the sound.
All right. Yeah, the sound's what gets us busted.
Right. Darn it. Wrong button. Here we go. Gotta do this first. All right. Joe, bring that up for me.
Go full screen with it. There we go. All right, hit play. Look at the chicken's head. Without sound, that's just hilarious.
Actually, the sound is actually. I will post that on.
Oh, Lord. What a world. What a world.
Oh my god.
Most
And
most
we're
shows
watching-
wind up going to the dogs, but I think we've just gone to the chickens.
How do you get out of this chicken shit outfit?
I don't know. Carl says put the Blue Danube waltz to that video.
So you're
I don't-
saying that this episode has gone to the birds?
Hmm.
Gosh.
It's definitely for the birds.
No, okay, Carl, Blue Danube Waltz would be great, but they really need to put Right Said Fred's I'm Too Sexy.
I just had the crazy, awful idea of strapping GoPros to about 40 chickens' heads and then turning them loose. And then do a collage with it.
And of course, the funny thing is, in cartoons and everything, you always see the chicken doing the head bob.
Something tells me that Carl is going to rig something with some music in the chickens.
Well, Carl, I've already posted that particular Mercedes chicken video to Stupid O'Clock. So if you need to find the video, there it is.
See, we're all about helping each other out here.
Obviously. And how am I supposed to top this in an hour and a half?
I don't think you can.
I'm not even going to try.
I said she's the specter, or she's the turkey all along. Oh my God. It's been a long day.
Carl, just make sure you didn't run afoul of the original posters of that video.
Yeah.
Well, or the estate of Stanley Kubrick.
Make sure you don't cock it up.
We're a bunch of cuckoos here.
That reminds me of a post I made today talking about the chickens coming home to roost.
You hurt Donna, Rich.
Oh, don't upset him. He'll flip you the bird.
Don't hurt the Empress. Well, actually, it's okay to hurt her if it's in a good way.
Hey, taking requests.
And I'm talking like when we go, oh man, we get her laughing so hard. He's not chicken of car makers. Well, make sure you keep us abreast of the situation. And we're all just winging it here, right?
Yeah. I think Carl's got a leg up on us, though.
You can see all of us thinking.
No, I've already given up. And yet it goes on.
You know how we were talking Robin Williams earlier?
Yeah, we were.
Carl, I forgot to send him the link. Sorry. Like I said, it's been kind of a weird day. My dad showed up on Monday nights behind the code and went last night's Burning His Love. And if you watch those shows, you will know that it is not my fault.
Well, what did you expect when you decided to watch this show?
You're watching a show called Stupid O'Clock.
You never know what we're going to say.
We don't know what we're going to say.
We don't know. Hell, we don't know what we just said.
Huh?
That's the mission statement
wait a minute.
for the show.
Call that back up, Rich.
Oh, what?
Oh, that's the original Stanley, isn't it?
No.
No? That looks like the
This
old original Stanley thermos.
It looks like my old dad's. Like I've got a new one, but it looks like my dad's old thermoses from when I was a little kid. But this is actually just a water bottle. It's not actually meant for hot liquid.
I remember my dad had one, and he would pour hot coffee in it at 6 o'clock in the morning when he get home. If he didn't drink all his coffee, he still had hot coffee.
I think you're appealing to the wrong patron saint there, Parallax.
I don't think you're going to find an adult in this location anywhere.
Or anywhere that we hang out.
Parallax, best description of this show.
There you go, Carl. Get that screenshot.
Oh.
Yep.
We're
I could
broken,
swear
but
there
we're
were-
fine.
I could swear there were rails here somewhere.
No.
Oh,
when
hell
we
no.
started.
Okay, if it's anything like Chattanooga, there used to be rails in the street, but they covered them over. So it's,
They redid one of the major roads here in town a few years back, and they found the old rails when they were pulling up the asphalt. Exactly, Donna. That's what I was getting at. That Witzman dude can help. I don't think there's any adults here.
Not the green room. Not the green room. Not the green room.
okay. If things are bad enough that you have to ask Carl for help, okay, you're screwed. Okay, that's just not that Carl wouldn't help. Just
Oh, good Lord.
have you heard Michelin is coming out with these new airless tires?
Again,
They
Thought
don't
those were
have
called things.
they don't have sidewalls. And instead of having air inside of them, they have these like little rubber springs all the way around it. Looks like a honeycomb.
Oh yeah, I would think that would be the way to do that.
But only problem is I don't like them. I'd imagine they'd be okay for a passenger car, but if you put those on a truck and you got to go to Lowe's or Home Depot and pick up a bunch of 2x4s, yeah, I don't think that's going to be a good idea.
As long as they don't
Depends on the
market
tension.
them under the name Run Flat Tires.
So yeah, it would really just depend on the tension of the spring and the material that the spring was made out of.
Right. So you couldn't adjust them, is what I'm saying. I don't think you can adjust them. But,
There was a NASA design for some kind of lunar rover, Mars rover thing that was entirely made of springs.
yeah, the lunar rover
in a spiral pattern.
yeah,
All the adults here behave.
the lunar rover had
I don't
stainless steel
see any
string.
adults.
yeah,
Oh.
they were.
Are they
Yeah.
hiding behind Carl?
Where's Donna?
We're getting the look.
Man, I laughed at Carl, and now my camera went out of major focus.
What happened?
Look at that. Okay, there we go.
Because you're moving back and forth.
It can't keep up. You're moving
The
too quick.
focus, the autofocus couldn't keep up. Yeah. Move your taco out of the way; it'll probably work better.
It's focusing on the taco. Yeah.
Quit playing with your taco.
Doesn't
Sounds like a really bad
everybody?
porn movie. The camera's not focusing on her face; it's focusing on her taco.
You need one of the cats. You need one of the cats to run the camera.
I
Yeah.
saw that. Rip.
Get out of my head.
Oh my god! Every time I scrolled past that today, I lost it.
Parallax, here we go. This is the show now.
And what that doesn't show is the input cord is actually plugged into the far end of the outlet strip, so it's a continuous
no.
superconductor loop.
This is our show.
Actually, that would be quite restrained for us.
Can't we have both?
I have seen people plug their outlet strip into their own outlet strip and then wonder why they're not getting electricity.
When I worked on the phones, I got a call on a TV. I worked at the call center, and somebody's phone TV wouldn't turn on, and they got mad at me. They didn't have their power strip turned on, and they got mad at me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then they figured out why the remote wasn't working, and they didn't put the batteries in it, and they got mad at me.
There was a friend. There was a friend of mine that worked at a call center. He was getting a call from somebody going, "My computer won't come on," and they asked him to do all this stuff. He's like, "I can't. The power's out."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've had that happen too from an office up north. I won't say exactly where, but yeah.
Mike has to be in Chicago.
Yeah. Hey, Carl, you'll get this and let you know my deviousness. You know, you've seen the little meme where it says you break into somebody's house and you steal something, not, just to sort of minorly inconvenience them. Everybody says steal the remote or whatever, or steal batteries out of the throat. I go, no, put the batteries in the remote backwards.
There you go. That'll work.
That's
no, it won't. That's the point.
They'll open. Batteries are in it.
Spin them around. Oh,
yeah. The answer to that is to lightly spritz all the toilet paper in their house with habanero juice.
Oh, that's not lightly inconvenience. That's giving them IC.
That's chemical warfare.
Yeah.
No, minor inconvenience is you go in and steal the light bulb out of the refrigerator.
Yeah. Yeah. That works.
All right. Speaking of adults, it looks like mine just pulled in. So I'm going to let you guys go so that I can sit with her while she
goes
eats
so
dinner
my mom
before
won't
she
know
goes
I
to
was
bed.
on the show.
Yours just pulled in, so now you have to pull out.
Okay.
Oh, green room's going to be fun tomorrow.
We both don't have to worry about pull-out game.
Somebody send Dawn's dad a link to tomorrow's green room.
No. I don't
If I'm not back before the end of this show, I'll see y'all on last minute.
Okay.
Okay.
Good night, Rich.
Talk to you later.
I don't know if anybody has sent him a link to Uncle Carl's group, but please don't.
Oh no, too late. I can tell from Carl's expression.
I have not. But someone should, but I have not.
Thing is, nobody's going to take responsibility for it, even if anybody does.
If he shows up, he shows up. I can't help that.
Hey,
That's
if he knows how to Google, we can all have plausible deniability here.
And I am not telling you, Joe Dog, you figure it out. It's not that hard to figure out, honestly.
Oh,
all right.
Lord.
I've got ice cream. I'll be back.
Okay.
I have ice cream.
I requested root beer tonight instead of ice cream.
Oh,
Well, if you put the ice cream in the root beer, you get a root beer float.
Depends on the ice cream, though.
Yeah. I've never liked
I
it.
still have that maple root beer, and I requested a bottle of that.
Ooh, nice.
And Donna, thank you. I'm on fire tonight. Like I said, it was a weird day today. So thanks to him over here and in my chat, her over here, is a kind of a fun day.
I've got an old Chromebook in the closet over here that belonged to my uncle. I think it belonged. Well, it was in my uncle's room when he died, and we had to clean all his stuff. But it's not his. So,
Okay.
yeah, I zeroed out. He had HP computer. I zeroed it out,
Good.
and then I pulled it apart to clean it good. And when I put it back together, the power button quit working.
Oh.
It had been dropped somewhere down the time, and the power button on this one was right on the corner where it had been dropped. And I kept hearing something. I said, I need to clean this thing out. They're telling me what's in it. And I opened it up, and little bits and pieces of the power button came out. So.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you can rig up a solution for that, I'm sure. You've been in the Army. You know how to fix something that's been...
I think about bypassing the power switch and just plug it in, plug it out.
Yeah, you can do that.
Hey,
Depending on how.
get a little bitty outlet strip, and, that way you've got a power switch.
Of course, then
Depending on
again,
how old it
the
is.
problem with HPs, the power switch is also the reset button.
Oh, the reset button. Yes.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. It's like that on this Lenovo over here.
I'll get me one of those. Wait, can't. Radio Shack ain't around anymore.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I'd go to Radio Shack, get one of them old-fashioned knife switches with the big handle, click, and
They used to sell a button that you could replace that with, but of course, yeah. But depending on the age of the computer, it may not even be worth.
The button actually works.
Oh, okay.
The cap that goes on it is what's broke.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The plastic cap broke.
Mm-hmm.
You can get somebody to 3D print you the rest of the stuff.
Not Joe Dog. His is plugged.
Oh, is 3D printer plugged up?
He ran through three nozzles,
and he's he ordered a whole new feed system.
Has he ever gotten even one of his prints to work the right way?
You'll have to wait till he comes back. We do not know.
Do they make X-Lax for 3D printers?
We had to ask one of them. Hey, I'll show you something really sad. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that will maybe get me through tomorrow night. So I don't know.
If it gets you through tonight.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right. It's all right.
Hey, I'm all out of Sprite, so I had to add it to what was left in my coffee from the breakfast. Okay.
I would recommend that. Oh, I'm gonna turn your light off.
I found a recipe one time for making your own Irish cream.
Mm-hmm. That will work.
Making what?
Turn the light back off.
What are you doing, Dawn?
You're really.
Well.
Oh, Ted.
Hey, Dad.
Hi.
He's flipping the light on and off, and I was trying to figure out.
I'm trying to figure out a way to get Ted to sneak up behind you one night while you're on the show and slip a cube of ice down your back.
I would deserve that, and it would be funny.
It would be hilarious. But
The thing is, you know how hard that would be because I'd be on camera and she'd be able to see me.
Not if I'm distracted. Shit! Don't be.
What lighter on or off?
Light on or off? What do you guys think? It's off right now.
Looks fine.
It looks
now.
the same either way.
On, off.
Wax on, wax off.
Take defense.
On, your background looks better.
Okay, there you go.
What was that, John?
I said, turn it on, your background looks better.
Oh. I have a background?
You look like you're in a closet right now.
I could be. Hi, Thesis! you want to know.
Want to know what
Jesus,
Joe made-
you know us.
I was gonna get another beer, and then Joe mentioned ice cream, and now I'm not sure if I want to get another beer or wait a few minutes and go get ice cream.
Well, I was going to get root beer, and he just said, the root beer is warm, so that's why he came in to tell me was the root beer is warm. Like, fine, then I'll do ice cream.
I was gonna pour the root beer over ice.
We don't have ice. I know that sounds weird. We don't use ice very much.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
We don't either. The water
John,
rusts in the
I
ice
found
tray.
we were out riding around, and it was about dinner time, and found a place. The only reason we stopped was the name of the restaurant, Fat Boys Roadside Cafe.
I bet the parking lot was. There wasn't even parking in the back, was there?
No, not really, but they serve burgers and all that, but they don't have a single burger. Every burger is a double burger, and the patties like that thick.
Nice.
Hence,
Ooh,
the
Donna's
name
got other
of the
entertainment to watch right
establishment.
now.
Okay.
I mean, when we pulled in, I said the only reason we stopped is the name. Name like Fat Boy Food's got to be good.
Yeah.
I don't know which. She's watching a 2-unit traffic stop. Donna is.
2 police units.
Yep.
Don't get near the window, dear. There may be some shooting going on. Who knows? You never know.
This train wreck.
Is you missing train wreck?
This is a train.
Hey, I can keep people entertained at least here.
You can see the people running away.
Oh, yeah, that's later.
I just love the way that we expect our viewers to be able to read the English language. We do have people in other countries watching us too.
Oh, those poor
Yeah,
people.
busy.
What? They don't
I,
have
for
anything.
one, welcome our Russian bot overlords.
They don't have anything else to do.
Like Jimmy.
Mike Jimmy. Okay. Well, Mike Jimmy has better things to do than watch.
And we got Zach when he shows up.
Well, what time is the show on in Canada?
like-
He's
I don't know. Is that
2
going to
hours
be
ahead
clever?
of us.
I think he's
I don't know
mountain.
what times. I don't know what time zone.
Yeah, he's
Zach
2
is in.
hours behind us.
I think he's in the
way
same
over on
time
West
as
Coast.
Foxy and Thesis.
Oh, okay. So he'd be.
It's Canadian
7:40.
time. They use metric clocks.
Yeah, who knows? Conversion will kill you. Don't try it.
It's
Yeah.
it's 9:42 here. That would be 15:03 in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Thesis said that it's probably a code 2, so stay away from the windows, Donna.
Of course,
We-
bullets start flying.
She's probably already at the window, so who knows?
Bullets start flying. The walls aren't exactly going to stop the bullets either. So
Not in that old of a house.
actually, the older houses probably got a better chance of stopping a bullet.
Yeah, it's like thick stucco. She'll be okay. As long as she doesn't get near the window. She'll be fine.
That was quick. That's what she said. Donna said the fun's all over and there's no more pretty lights.
Well, I had to go out and replace the batteries in the sensors for our weather station and my indoor-outdoor thermometer and hygrometer today. So last night, well, all day yesterday, it was telling me the temperature outside was minus 40.
Oh, yeah.
And then once it got dark, it told me the temperature was plus 158.
Yeah, those batteries are dead.
Yeah, so I went out there and replaced everything, and now it's
Ooh.
looking more normal
Drizzle
now.
on it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Mr. Bachman would be proud.
The hell did he put on this damn thing?
A hurting if you're lucky.
Damn it! I got sweet drizzle on my chin.
Get her a towel, man.
He knows me. He doesn't take a towel with the ice cream.
Don't move. I'll get you a towel.
Yeah.
Uh,
What a crew. Hey, we were talking about people with crazy calls, and I was telling Dawn earlier today that I had people that, well, when we installed their new computers in the first office, I was like, oh no. And the other guys are like, what? I'm like, wireless keyboards. Okay, I've had bad luck with wireless keyboards, and so they bought them all across the state for all our computer users. I'm like, oh, okay. So we told them all, someday you're going to change the batteries in here. There's 2 AA's. Here's where they are. Okay, you know, in the bottom of the keyboard, 2 AA's, and that didn't stop anybody from complaining when they couldn't type anymore. And I said, you need to replace the batteries. What batteries? Remember we told you you're going to replace them? No.
Now, what I thought the first thing when you said that is you've got to make sure every other cubicle has theirs turned off so you can mate that keyboard with that computer.
Well, yeah, it was a mess.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
I've got a brand new wireless keyboard back here that I had ordered, and then I found this plug-in one with all the pretty lights. So I never even unpacked the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking that might be something I should take to the convention rather than whatever. Not going to have it, Bluetooth to my iPad and whatever else. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the laptop has already got its own keyboard, which is perfectly fine, but I can have it Bluetooth to my iPad and Lindsay's iPad so she can type. And it's got like 3 different devices it can link to.
Mm-hmm.
So all you got to do is rotate the switch to the correct selection. And I know Baby can do that because she has been able to figure out how her phone can do things that it was not designed to do.
We
Let's
have
figure out now how we can Bluetooth the printer to her iPad.
Mhm.
She can walk in here with her phone and hit print. And with her old iPad, it would automatically look for the Wi-Fi that the printer itself has built in.
Mhm.
And all you had to do is remember next time you wanted to do anything besides print, go to the other Wi-Fi's in the house. And
Oh,
I've
you
got
didn't put them all on the same Wi-Fi network?
there's 4 channels on the Wi-Fi network,
Oh, okay.
and then the printer is a 5th channel all of its own.
Yeah. But
And
you could,
with the Wi-Fi extender down the hallway, it's actually 9 because
Hi, Nick, Manda, and Xander.
the extender has its own names for the alternate channels because it's getting the real channels and then it's kind of making clones. And I'm going, I've got to figure out how to use that other old router as a Wi-Fi extender and put it in the living room for everything else, and that's going to complicate things immensely. Then again, maybe it won't. I don't know. It's got to be easier than crawling in the attic and dragging a Cat 5 cable all the way to the other end of the house and figuring out where to drill a hole that's not going to go through a mirror. Because I've got a corner display that's 3 mirrored sheets, one of them on the ceiling, 2 of them on the walls. That's where I used to have my lava lamp.
you drill up from where you.
And then how do you find it?
Take a small rod, wooden dowel, and run it up to the hole.
You're right. You're right. I should have thought of that.
I would use a coat hanger, and then once you get it there, you can bend it and put the cable and pull the cable down. I mean, you know, I've done that a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my first rodeo.
Or I could actually trace the satellite dish cable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And since that is disconnected,
Mm-hmm.
pull that through to the wall socket where the satellite dish cable comes out.
Yeah. Tape them together.
Or I could go under the floor
Yeah.
and go with one of the phone lines that comes out in the outlet right beside it.
With the Black Widows? No. You don't want to go with the Black
Eh, I've got to anyway. I've got reconstruction to do. Hey, I've got insurance. Lindsay will be all right. They know me. I mean, I'm far less threatening to them than they are to me.
Why did I get moved?
Not sure.
Do what?
Oh,
Why did
I
I get
left to
moved?
get a beer and then came back.
Oh, moved. That was
Yeah.
not the word. That was not the word that my ears thought they heard.
What did your ears think it heard?
You don't want to know.
No, I do want to know. That's why I'm
No,
asking.
you do
Because I
not want
can't
to know.
put this together.
No, you do not want to know. It rhymed though.
Okay.
Just the sound of my voice, dear. Just the sound of my voice.
So, Joe Dog, I hear your nozzle got gummed up.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Oh man.
Yeah, the feed on the to the extruder just quit pushing. The wheel turns. I've adjusted. I get it working, and within 30 minutes to an hour, it's back out of adjustment. It won't work again. So I'm just going to replace all that. Oh, John, I just posted it into Stupid O'Clock. They put the fun in funding for the Ukrainian war. They're making keychains out of blown up Russian tanks.
Yeah,
Oh. Okay.
I thought about ordering one, but
Is that like an Etsy shop?
Yeah.
yeah, they started that like 2 months in. That's been going on for over 2 years now. So
Yeah, on the back of it says "Made in Russia, recycled in
Recycled
Ukraine."
which is ironic because a lot of the tanks the Russians are using were actually built in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
The T-72s, the T-80s, especially the T-80, they only had 2 tank plants building them. One is somewhere up near Moscow. The other one was in Ukraine.
Weren't they making a lot of the missiles down there too?
A lot of their space program stuff and a lot of their aircraft were
Okay.
built in
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, when the war first started, they had the keys to all the Russian tanks. They, the Russians would go to bed inside the barracks, wake up next morning, the tanks were gone.
I know
Still the tanks.
American vehicles in general, military vehicles, use padlocks. So. And with just a little bit of practice, they're actually pretty easy to pick. So.
Nick, they're $20.
That's not bad. I wonder how much the shipping is. Probably another $20.
2,000.
Yeah, probably.
$20 keychain, $2,000 shipping and handling.
Look evil.
Ah, I almost turned the headset off instead of hit the button, turn everything back on the screen.
If
My
you buy four,
dyslexia
you
is
get
getting
free
real
shipping.
weird. Say what?
If you buy 4, you get free shipping. I can't make it stop.
Mr. Karkopchenko, I don't think we're fighting actual Russians. I think we're fighting Mr. Putin. I don't think the Russian people are really behind
Yeah, and
a lot of the things that are going on.
nope. And we aren't threatening nuclear war. Putin does every damn day. We have
Yep.
nuclear weapon this, nuclear weapon that. We don't care. Because if his nuclear weapons work as well as the rest of his weapons, the only people that need to worry about Putin's nuclear weapons are Russians.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm betting if he ever hits the button, 90% of are not even going to acknowledge the signal, and the other 10% are going to blow up before they ever leave a silo.
Yeah. The problem is, in my opinion, is that the leaders don't really care much for the people that they're supposedly leading, like Chernobyl, the safety things that happened there. They don't see the Russian people as people. They're expendable, and that's not good.
Oh,
I
Russia
think you got
chooses
that
their
one
president.
backwards.
Oh, that would be a first.
I think you got that one exactly backwards. In the U.S., the votes are actually counted.
Okay, his posts are too evenly timed. This is not a person. This is a bot.
Oh, this is
Well, I knew that just from the name.
Okay, so let's go back to my ice cream with a pure evil expression.
yeah. What's that about? I thought you were just
Nick.
I thought you were just enjoying your ice cream.
There we go.
Jan.
I get tired of bots rather quickly,
Yeah.
unless they're cute and cuddly like R2D2.
Yeah, if it was a real guy, that would be different. We can engage him in conversation and have a difference of opinion. That's cool. But
Hey, if this was IRC chat, I would have banned the entire continent's internet from interacting with the network I was on.
okay.
Hey, I have been an administrator on many an IRC channel, and sometimes the only way to deal with it is to go, okay, nobody from this country is going to be able to post here until we all go home and the channel's closed. Yeah.
You were talking about the Russian missiles taking off. Hell, China's probably already hacked them to turn around and hit Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's presupposing that most of those silos actually have anything in them anymore that hasn't been sold on the black market to terrorists by some of the bad actors over there.
There's a lot more sides to these things than we even think about,
Oh, it makes a D20 look simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Nick. My patience is great but limited.
I refuse to get any of these this year.
That's why they're showing up on your porch.
Oh, there's the real enemy right there, the Girl Scouts.
Oh,
my son brought them to me, so I didn't pay for them.
There's a novel where there's an online game where they've made up all these different groups and everything. One of them is the Girl Scouts, and they now have nuclear weapons.
Mm.
And that was a concern to other people in the game. Buy my cookies or else.
Are they made with real Girl Scouts?
I kind of doubt it. They're probably just made with flour.
Not touching it. So yeah, I saw that one of the houses of Congress is looking at banning TikTok because of its ownership and some of the tricks that might be played in there.
Yeah. I've gotten rather tired of all the TikTok porn that shows up on my Facebook.
Yeah.
Seriously. This is not something I want my family to discover after I'm deceased. Pull up my Facebook and go to let's turn off all these alerts on the videos. My God, that woman is not wearing a bra.
Oh, by the way, Nick just not green room me.
Well, I'll tell you right now, they could pass a law to ban it. It'll get overturned at Supreme Court. Freedom of speech.
If not freedom of speech,
if they can prove national security concerns.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The spyware alone, as Nick says, is
Yeah, you heard about there's this Chinese shipping company out in California, and they had the big cranes for offloading the container ships.
Mm-hmm.
And they went in, they checked, and all of these cranes, because how tall they are, they had modems in them, wireless modems.
Okay.
And apparently they were using these wireless modems to spy on places in and around, I want to say Port of Los Angeles, but I might be wrong about that. And we're using them to hack into local facilities. These were not small wireless modems. These were the half-mile range type deals. Yeah, the big ones.
Hmm.
And they found them in all the cranes. Had them. When just like one guy spying on something, it was a concerted effort.
And yes, I'm well aware of that. That's why I have not blocked that channel.
Were they using the crane as an antenna itself?
I'm not sure.
Sounds like it.
And
Hell of an antenna. And
really, I've been watching some shortwave videos on YouTube. Ringway Manchester, if you're not familiar with it, Carl.
Yeah, I watch him all the time.
Yeah, that's very informative.
Mm-hmm. And the higher you can get something like that wireless modem, the better range it will get and the less interference it will get. And I'm thinking that the crane portion of it is actually probably insulated from the cab and the ground for other reasons, and that probably makes it a perfect antenna. So yeah, I was watching another guy who was building an antenna out of a tarp and aluminum tape, and he was picking up countries 1,000 miles away on his radio and making ham contacts with them using aluminum tape on this tarp in his backyard. And I thought, yeah, antennas can be deceiving. They don't look like they would work, but they could work very well.
They're very simple technology.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can do some amazing things. I've seen people with just coax cable and a good radio pick up stations and we're talking about AM or FM and not even shortwave.
Right.
pickup stations from much further away than you would think was physically possible.
Well, back in the early 90s, CB made a resurgence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
We were over, everybody was getting together, and this guy was sitting over by the truck talking, and he told everybody, don't stand next to that antenna.
Yeah.
Don't touch that antenna.
Mm-hmm.
5 kW going up a 102-inch steel whip.
That's more than some radio stations use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
be a shocking experience.
Well, could at least generate heat. I mean, you could burn yourself on something like that.
Oh, yeah.
The RF burns alone. Yike.
Oh, in Daddy's old GM pickup with the AM radio, we'd have the radio on the station to start to fade out, and we'd have the truck parked, loading it up with firewood or whatever. Just out of curiosity, I'd walk up to it and kind of get my hand just close to the antenna. All of a sudden, the station would come in much clearer because it's using my body as part of the antenna.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, you ground it. Yeah.
I didn't physically touch it. It was just close enough that my bioelectric field interacted with the antenna itself, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing with kids in the 60s were told, okay, hold the rabbit ears this way. Now don't move. Ed Sullivan's on.
Now, back when I was living, kid, 13, 14 years old, I found out down in the basement you couldn't pick up certain radio stations.
Right.
But if you went upstairs and turned the radio on upstairs and dialed it into that station, you could go downstairs and then pick it up. Because the radio upstairs was pulling the signal strong enough that you could pick it up down.
Becomes part of the circuit or somehow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Induction.
I know a lot of FM radios can pick up signal through your house's electrical system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got my cell phone over here charging on a wireless charger. I just got it sitting on top of it, and it's putting the power just through the back of the phone through induction. And there's some wild things you can do with induction, like hold your hand just close to an antenna. And
where's Tesla when we need him?
About 3 miles that way, or at least his reincarnation is.
I'll tell you, if Nikola Tesla could see what's going on now, he would just be amazed. Either that or sit back and go, told you.
Yeah, that would be told you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Joe Dog, I finally went out and looked at the wires from the pump.
Yeah.
It's a single copper strand. I now have 600 feet.
You strip that shit.
Hey, Carl's going to tell me to make a damn antenna out of it.
Yeah.
Like I said, just, cut it up into manageable 30-foot sections, tie it off on a banister, stretch it out through the yard, walk up, take your razor knife, and just walk right down and strip it.
Why are you stripping it?
Recycling.
Oh, okay.
Let me see what it is right now.
You could probably sell it, if you wanted to have a garage sale or something, and someone will buy that wire.
Someone will buy it, but probably not for as much as what the recycle center would
Okay. Recycle, if he strips it's $3.61 a pound. If he doesn't strip it, it's $2.18 a pound.
Oh. Okay.
Strip it.
And the pump, it's in a stainless steel casing, and I know there's copper inside because it's a pump. It has a motor. I'm not cutting that sucker apart, but and
Oh,
I'm really torn about making an antenna out of 600 feet of copper wire.
You'll be able to pick up Guatemala, and they aren't even broadcasting right now.
the stainless steel is going for 42 cents a pound.
Well, I don't. The stainless is just the casing. The rest of it inside is the motor and the agitators or whatever parts of the pump. I have no idea what makes up a well pump. But,
The electric motor pays roughly 64 cents a pound.
well, it's heavy as all get out.
Yeah, might be worth recycling.
Might be worth taking it to the recycle center. I've got to wait till I get the bill from the well service company so that I can prove I didn't go out and steal it. Georgia is kind of persnickety about showing up at the recycle center with.
Yeah, Tennessee is too.
Well, I mean, I can understand why.
They have to be. People are stealing stuff all the time to recycle now.
There's a house right close to us that it can no longer be sold because somebody broke in, stole all the copper pipe and all the wiring, and destroyed the interior of the house, getting both.
Yeah, they don't care.
Hey, it's perfectly beautiful on the outside, but you'd have to do an entire strip and refit of the interior. You'd have to take that back. You know, all the sheetrock's got to come down and everything else, because there's nothing to use as a guide to pull wiring through the walls and everything else to get it, and all the plumbing. And I'm just going, oh.
Well, now they actually, when they build a new home, stuff has to be stapled inside the wall. Like every third or fourth stud has to be stapled. I just, it don't stop them from stealing it.
It just makes stealing it more destructive.
And more work.
Yeah. But if you could get in that house and nobody goes near it except whoever it is that's been mowing the yard for the last 20 years, and I don't think they've been inside until they actually decided to maybe get a glass of water while they were mowing the yard and found out there's no plumbing, there's no wiring, the walls are ripped up, everything is ripped up.
Well, that's where you go back with Peck's Plumbing.
Yeah, but somebody could have made $500,000 off this little bitty house.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been ruined.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these new construction places, or new neighborhoods subdivisions they build. They actually have 24-hour security roaming around.
Yeah.
Pretty much have to. Now there was an elderly couple that lived in this house, and they passed away, and their family's been taking care of the property ever since. But it's been a long time. And finally somebody happened to get inside while there was nobody watching.
Yeah.
And it got stripped inside, the walls, under the in the crawl space, everything. Oh yeah, Nick. Church have the AC units stolen for the copper. Yeah, That happens.
Alabama had an AM radio station that lost. Someone stole the antenna
No,
and all the wires.
There's
no,
there's more coming out about that.
no.
It's
You
pretty
can
suspicious.
you
Uh,
can
but-
look at a lot of like what is it? Not GPS.
Satellite.
Google
Goo-
Maps and things like that. That antenna disappeared 2 years before it was reported.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
every transformer and every bit of control panel and every bit of wiring inside the building itself was stripped out at the same time. There are trees as big as your wrist growing up in the doorway of this place.
Yeah, it was either all taken out by the owner or someone over a long period of time. But you'd have to have some heavy equipment to lower that antenna.
There's a video of somebody who went out and explored the property.
Mhm.
The guy wires are through the fence, and the fence is grown up
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
vines.
Yeah,
So,
it's
yeah.
very suspicious. Very suspicious.
Yeah,
No, it's not suspicious at all. The owners of the place stripped it and sold it while they concentrated on piping their signal to an FM station elsewhere, claiming they still had the AM running
Yeah.
because the FM was the one that was making them money. The AM wasn't.
and he couldn't get an FM license.
No, and yeah, you had to have the AM station running, or at least pretending to be running, for it to be piggybacked off somebody else's FM antenna.
The trouble was for the owner was that people had been reporting the AM signal being gone on and off for the last couple of years.
Mhm.
You had to try to kind of gloss over that, like, no, we didn't know there was any trouble out there at all. Yeah, well,
Yeah, well, they finally sent landscapers out there after about 2 years of undergrowth had sprung up. And the landscapers go, "Hey, your antenna's gone, dude." He goes,
Carl will
"Oh,
get
okay,
this-
finally I can claim the insurance."
Yeah, Carl will get this reference. Uncle Charlie don't play that game.
Uh-huh.
yeah, Donna pointed out that they were building a new car clinic here and they stored all the copper on the third floor because they figured there's no way that they can get up to get it because there was no stairs yet in the building. But somebody got it anyway. We think it's an inside job from somebody. Because you have to get some good equipment up there to get to the third floor. Their guys were riding up on a crane every day to work there. So
Yeah, but letters have already been invented.
well, 3 stories is pretty.
Hey, if you're wanting to steal something,
Yeah,
you'll duct tape a bunch of painting letters together.
I can just see that. Yeah.
Hey, y'all heard about Home Depot?
Mhm.
Home Depot has a do not stop policy. Somebody can load that buggy up with whatever and walk right out the front door. They can say, please don't do that. And out the door. They enforced this after 2 employees got shot and one got knifed.
Oh, yeah. I was
Yep.
going to ask if there was some violence. 'Cause, yeah, they don't want a lawsuit from their own employee.
Knowing the type of people that go to Home Depot, I'm really surprised somebody didn't walk out there. That guy's stealing that that stuff, and I need somebody to stop him. And having a bunch of contractors whip out 38s and 357 Magnums and shotguns and everything else.
Guy in the parking space next to the destination vehicle. Yeah.
I think you're going to take that back in the building.
They're stealing thousands of dollars worth of our merchandise. I'll give a $200 discount. Anybody stops them.
There you go.
There wouldn't be enough to clean up with a mop.
Well, they sell mops on aisle 13.
13, yes, indeed. Well named. And they have buckets too, and lots of Clorox.
Excuse me. Where's the quicklime and the shovels?
And I'm going to need a couple of tarps.
Yes. Do you have butcher's chainsaws, the kind that they use to cut up cows?
Mm.
Oh, and a T-Vex suit. I need a full T-Vex suit.
Yeah.
Is that the way that's pronounced? I always had the
Tyvek.
long Y in it.
Yeah,
Tyvek is the way I always said it.
Oh, that's me too.
That's what DuPont calls it.
Okay.
Well, I never knew. I just read this stuff and never hear anybody actually say it.
Now, have you seen these other houses with the like Lowe's logo on it, but it doesn't say Tyvek? It's Tyvek. They just pay to have their logo
on. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
It's like everyone knows what Freon is.
Yeah.
But technically, there is no such thing as Freon. It's refrigerant. But DuPont's refrigerant, they have a brand name called Freon.
Okay. It's like Kleenex is
Kleenex, zipper.
Yeah, nobody says booger cleaner. Everybody says Kleenex. Yeah,
chain.
Facial tissue, John.
Hey, chain link fence.
Oh yeah.
Is
there
that
are so
not
many things?
technically a
There are
type of
so many
fence?
things that have become the identifiable household names and words for things
Okay, pop, soda, and Coke. If you're from the South, everything's Coca-Cola. Be Sprite. It's one of them Sprite Coca-Colas. Root beer Coca-Colas.
What kind of Coca-Cola you want? Orange Crush. Yeah. Because I like REM.
We love Coca-Cola, so when we go to a restaurant and they say, "Well, is Pepsi okay?" We go, "No,
absolutely not."
Yeah, give me a root beer." So we don't. We're like,
That's
when
like
we get to the
asking for a
South,
tank
we're
of
like,
gasoline.
"Give me real Coke." Yeah.
Would water do? Yeah.
What if they say RC?
Royal Crown.
Well, yeah, I know what it is, but if they say Coke and they say RC,
as long as there's a moon pie included, I'm fine.
Because
it doesn't start with
RC
an
is really local.
Good.
Yeah. Well, now here's something that I saw the other day.
I think Nick found the party aisle.
Yeah.
Tarps and ropes and chains and tie downs.
Here's something I learned.
Nick, not the green room.
I learned this the other day. 90% of your groceries in the grocery store are owned by 10 companies.
Oh yeah.
Of those 10 companies, 7 of them are international.
I thought it was funny when I worked for Champion, like the sweatshirts and stuff.
Yeah.
Was owned by Sara Lee Direct. So they're going to give you pie and then have you
And a t-shirt.
Work out where to work the pie off. And then when I first started, they owned Coach Leather too. They had sold that off though.
Now the thing is, all these things are owned by these international companies. U.S. antitrust laws aren't effective.
By the way, if your extracurricular activities involve tying up your significant other, boat rope works really well because it's soft.
Good to know.
All the boat rope I found is that damn yellow nylon
Oh no.
Scratchy shit.
Oh,
if
no,
you
they-
go to the rope aisle in Home Depot or Lowe's, they have this really nice. It's like 3/4 inch soft nylon, and you can get it in black and red, which you can get it in other colors too. But I prefer the black and red. It matches the bed.
I was gonna say, there you go.
I've seen paracord used for that.
It's cuts. That's the part. Paracord cuts into you.
You guys know way too much about that.
I was thinking the same thing.
We know
Well-
way too much about everything. That's our
Well,
problem.
you go to as many conventions as we do. Yeah,
You have to sit in the panels. You know,
Yeah.
it's the moral imperative.
a lot of that stuff you just pick up through osmosis.
Hell, I'm a
Or just
writer. There's no
or-
telling what I know how to do.
you're sitting in the lobby and you hear a couple people discussing bondage. You know, it's just
Mhm.
Oh, mhm.
It just happens. Yeah.
Ice cubes, stuff like that.
You don't even have to be part of the discussion. You just walk by and learn
just so
something.
you know, the bigger conventions that have the adult panels
Mhm.
have to have security on the door checking ID badges to make sure no kids get in. So yes, I have spent many an hour in front of a door at a convention checking ID badges and listening to the content of the panel. And I have sat through many an interesting topic that I would not have otherwise sat through.
Pickles.
Let's see. I'll tell you what. We'll discuss that on Saturday's show. I will pull out. I've got a
Pickles?
Pardon,
no. not
pardon
pickles.
John while he whips this out.
Pardon me while I look this up.
Pickles, you said we need to get this out. Mhm.
I'm not even pulling up what Nick just said.
Thesis was better too.
Don, I have a very happy kitty here. Strippy Stripe is on my lap, just over on his back, just
No.
at me.
Strips is like in this indoor thing.
Yes. Let me see here. I won't mention which convention this is because it's Joe's show. But Friday night at 11 p.m. in the Vision A ballroom, Sex Toys of the Future. I had to sit on that door.
I
is that next
actually get
weekend?
invited to that convention regularly,
Hey,
and
John, is that next weekend?
No. That was the last January.
No, I mean, is it next weekend? Usually falls on Easter weekend.
No. I'll give you a hint. There's a train on the cover.
Oh, okay.
Let me see here.
I've been there.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
send me his name. I want to go. No.
sorry, Dawn can't come to the phone right now. She's all tied up.
Oh man, I missed that one. They had a panel
There you go, Carl. There's a
at
screenshot
noon
for
on
you.
Saturday. And Dan, you would have loved this one. What would Octavia Butler do?
Talk about whole encompassing.
I'm enjoying the conversation going on between Nick and Thesis right now.
Let's see.
Oh,
Writing in a trademarked world. See, the good stuff's usually not until night. Oh,
yeah,
trigonometry.
usually.
Your weapons questions answered.
Mm.
That's a good one. Let's see here. Trying to find the really,
Ballistics, not just for firearms anymore.
Sirens of the South burlesque show. I didn't
I'm
actually have to pull security on that one, but I did.
You
I
did.
just happened to be
volunteer.
pulling security.
Don,
Um,
There you go. Oh, strips.
Do what? What'd you
Is
say,
it
Don?
I said thanks. And I said,
Yeah.
hi, strips. And since Thesis is watching, holy. Foxy and Thesis' dog. Whenever I say her name, she's like,
And Kimber just woke up in the living room, even though I'm using the bone conduction headphones. She can hear that well.
but I didn't say Kimber.
You didn't have to. You just made a noise in a frequency she can hear.
So you're saying I talk dog?
No, it's just okay. If Chris were here right now, what would you do?
Drool.
See, Carl can't hear that, but Kimber can.
Just a little bit of it, I can hear.
Oh, that's a cool ass sticker.
Ain't it though? I was forced to take that one.
Oh, I'm forced, I'm sure.
I was just standing there and somebody forced it on me. Honest.
Uh-huh. Somebody forced you to feel
Hey,
like
coming from someone who slipped a chunk of ice down my shirt, you have no room to tell me what doesn't get forced and does not get forced on me.
That's how he got his last 17 wives. I'm telling you. Don't go there.
Yeah, Don, they had to make rules.
Oh, there you go, Dawn. This is what your voice can do.
Hoolie. Hoolie.
And now they get to feed the dog because it's all excited and you're not there to pet it.
Yeah, Don, the look on Dawn's face when I said, yeah, they had to make a rule, so she looked.
And I had to read it a second, and then I had to process, and that's what it was.
No, Nick,
I like
we all can't hear that.
Yeah, I can hear the first part. Sometimes it goes super
ultrasonic.
Ultrasonic. Yeah.
I believe if we recorded that, I could see it on Audacity as a frequency, but I wouldn't be able to hear it. And
I can still feel it in what teeth I have left, though, when she makes that sound.
I'm just going to have to stop squeeing because everybody,
Oh, no. There's no problem. There's no problem. We want you to enjoy yourself. I mean, hell, my hearing is so weird. I can hear airplanes going by thousands of feet above the house, and Lindsay's going, "What's driving the dog crazy?" And I'm like helicopters. I don't know.
There you go.
Try to do the heart. I can't do a hand heart. I'm trying to remember what the.
Try the thumbs first, and then the.
Yeah, that works.
Oh, that was hilarious on Nick's show because my pinky was just going.
So you speak with a lisp.
Well, that was a new one. I was told that I was thinking was English. I was waving to everybody. My pinky had Tourette's. And what did you just say, Dan? It was what?
You do hand signs with a lisp. Hey, it happens. There are people in British sign language and American Sign Language that they don't have the muscle control to do the exact thing, but they get close enough to be understood. The joke is, hey, I speak that with a lisp.
John, what are you doing that you're going to force on me now?
Nothing.
Oh, darling.
I was wondering if you said I forced that ice cube on you.
He's got a cigar now. I always say, I can speak English, Spanish, and some German, but I can't hear any of it. So I'm deaf in 3 languages.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's like
I've never seen that movie, Nick.
that's like me being able to read some Romance languages without being able to speak them, because the word construction is very close to the one language I am fluent in. But that's Romance languages.
Which language is that, Dan?
I can read a little bit of French. I can read a little bit of German. I can read a little bit of Latin, and on some occasions, even written Russian makes sense, which baffles me to no end, because that's a totally different alphabet.
You said it was similar to the one language that you were fluent in, and I said, which one was that?
Oh, Jack Daniels. I speak fluent Jack Daniels.
So Carl, how are you on Sanskrit?
Dawn. I am calling your daddy.
There went that invite right away.
Hey,
What are you going to say? Dawn's picking on me.
hey. Well, John walked away. I just found the woman in my dreams.
Oh.
Well, that shouldn't be hard. She's in the other room.
No. This one, Dan, just watch what she does and you'll understand.
Oh, this is the cherry stem again, isn't it?
Nick.
Where'd it go? It stopped.
By the way, Nick said that Dan invented it as a form of shorthand. I think that was a Sanskrit.
No, that was
Okay.
cuneiform.
All right, Dan, watch what she does. It's just amazing. Turns me on to no end. Do you get what she's doing?
She's split shifting the transaxle.
And double clutching.
She's probably been doing that since she was 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
That's it. That's a sexy woman right there.
She's a keeper.
hey, that's
Look at the way she double clutched. Did you?
Wow.
well, you got
Split
to.
shift.
That's what you got to do. Otherwise, it goes click, 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 click. And
I had a few military trucks we had to do that with, and you could never train the new guys to do it.
No.
yeah,
They didn't understand. Okay. You put the clutch in, you put it into gear. When you go to change the gear, you put the clutch in, take it out of gear, let the clutch off, put the clutch in, put it into the new gear, and then let the clutch out. And why?
Well,
It resets the calibration of the transmission.
oh, is that why you do it? Okay. I've never had to double clutch anything, so.
well,
Well,
There is not
modern
synchro meshes in those transmissions.
no.
most modern transmissions have devices so that you don't have to do it. And
Okay.
most modern transmissions run on.
There's straight cut gears in the new ones.
Okay.
Yep. And this is why the military is always glad to see a farm boy enlist, because they know how to do a whole lot of stuff they don't have to be extra trained for.
They got this one kid, big old farm boy, and they asked him, "Who knows how to drive a stick?" "Well, I do, sir. I grew up on a farm." Says, "Come here." They handed him a mop.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
Mom.
that's just mean.
They asked my uncle. This was back Korean era. Who can drive a truck? He said, "I can." Good. Handed him a wheelbarrow.
It's a hand truck, basically.
Yeah.
Ooh. Did you see the smoke on your green screen?
What did you do?
Oh, yeah. That bluish smoke. And you got fire behind you, so makes it even.
Stealing Joe Bachman's
What do you mean I got fire
background
behind me?
again.
Oh my God!
I got ice if you need to put it out.
Hmm.
Pain in the ice.
I am not touching
That was
that
me.
line
I
no
was
matter how much I get paid.
Next year is going to be the 50th anniversary of that particular convention I was speaking of.
Hey, squeeze time.
Oh,
Huh?
Too many of us reaching
Oh,
for the
I
trigger.
was like, man,
okay, you do it.
oh, hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
See, I heard it. I think yours went higher up than mine, John.
Don't do that again. I got earphones in, and the dog
I
still heard it.
Yeah, I have balls. I just have to squeeze them and I can make that noise.
Ow. Ow. Okay.
That ice would have went down any further.
Good night, Carl.
Oh.
Chris, look at that. Chris, look at that. The misery I got to put up with around here.
There'll be a care package on its way tomorrow.
Oh, Chris missed all the chicken puns earlier.
Oh, well, he was lucky. He can catch it later.
Oh, Chris, don't watch this show later.
Especially not the beginning.
Well, one of my favorite movie lines: "Be afraid, be very afraid."
Okay, I mixed it up with my coffee.
Oh.
That is good. Ooh,
Yes, it
back
would be,
when,
wouldn't it? Yeah.
It's just called Irish coffee, isn't it?
Well, not with bourbon in it, no.
No.
Uh,
Call it bourbon.
Kentucky coffee.
It's Kentucky Kmart coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, is this made in Kentucky or is this made in Tennessee?
I don't have the faintest idea.
Well, I took my glasses.
I just tried for alliteration.
Well,
Okay.
if it says bourbon, it's made in Kentucky.
Well, it's made in Kentucky then because it says bourbon.
It's Old Forester, so
Wouldn't be
Yeah.
drinking it if it didn't say bourbon on the label.
oh, Chris, you have no idea what we got up to, and we don't either by this point.
I only had sweet drizzle on my chin once. Jeez.
But it was just dripping down. No, that was
Okay, I actually was having fun watching all the four of you react to that because you all had a different face.
Good night, everybody.
Anticipation. Oh.
See, I had ice cream. Nick's being little.
Nick's being spicy.
Yes, he is.
Hey, at least
Yes, George Dickel and Jack Daniels are Tennessee bourbons.
Whiskeys.
at least Nick didn't have to put up the
There is a
sign.
part. There is a part of Tennessee that is considered to be in the Bourbon District, Kentucky area,
Oh,
Alvin York country.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Oh,
and
did
nobody
y'all hear,
dares piss off Alvin.
did y'all hear that Heineken Brewery brought out Dickel? George Dickel?
Is this a joke too?
Yeah, he's trying to.
Yeah, their new slogan is slip a little Dickel in your hiney.
You know, there's a car dealership here who said, "Bring your wife in, we'll dick her."
What was it? Martin Heine, one of the guys from Heine Wines that used to sell the Heineken in the area.
Where'd I put that fucking lightning bolt?
He was getting married. He was getting married to this girl in Kentucky, and her name was Oma Akins. And when they got married, she decided to keep her maiden name as her middle name, so her name was now Oma Aiken Heine.
Okay.
Dilly's butt crack, right?
True story.
So was the Achilles butt crack.
Sure.
Either.
This is almost as bad, if not worse, than the chicken pun.
It is hard. It is hard to smoke a cigar and laugh at the same time. It really is.
Yeah, tell me about it. I've nearly choked myself a couple of times here.
Choke the. Oh wait, we're not talking about chickens
Not
right
talking
now.
about
Never mind. Never mind.
I love the way your mind works, but
The other night on the show, Dawn had to show the not the green room sign. Now, Dan, stop drinking. She had to show the not the green room sign for her own father.
2 comments in. The second comment.
thank you, Nick. I wondered where I'd put that.
And like I said, it is not my fault.
Somebody
guys
changed the
don't
label
know.
to Moonlight.
We understand how you grew up now.
Well, that's what I told Nick. I said we should do a con up in the town I grew up in. It's only 1,000 people. It's about the same size as Fowler, probably, give or take, which is where EDCD con was.
Mhm.
We should have it up there. We should all invade my parents' house.
He may be watching tonight, though.
Who? My dad?
Yeah, because in the one joke he made the other night, he said, "I farted," and we think he's watched. Come here.
Come on, Joe Dog, you got it yet?
Yeah.
Look, he's bringing it.
Come here. I farted.
So we think Don's dad is
Pretty cool.
somewhere in the
Catching up.
yeah.
Oh.
But he keeps threatening to write me out of the will. He won't.
They at least got to give you a cup or two,
Right.
So
What are you doing, Joe Dog?
Don't ask. Never ask that question.
I know. I shouldn't have asked that question, but
There's a hair on the lens. Hold on. Okay. I got it.
I told you. I warned you.
So
Does
John,
anybody ever listen? No.
what cigar are you smoking tonight?
a brown one.
Cohiba?
Oh, okay.
I was so afraid you were just going to look at the camera with a straight face and say habanero.
Strangely enough, it does say Habanos on the cover.
Yeah. I've got the Inferno tonight.
I think someone brought that back from a cruise. It's got the duty-free stuff on the labels.
Yeah.
What is it you soak Is it bourbon or whiskey or rum?
Yes.
All three.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to, I wouldn't turn down any of them.
Yeah, they can infuse them, or they can soak them, or they can dip the ends in all three of those.
Fireball is interesting.
Yeah.
Nothing like a good dose of cinnamon down in your lung.
Yeah. Those are hopefully just the dipping the end part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Swisher Sweets, Joe.
Yeah. Because you wouldn't want to infuse an entire cigar with Fireball, because that would,
That hurt.
yeah.
Hey,
You know the sad part is
Carl,
there's probably somebody that's done that or tried to do that.
don't say that. Aunt Donna will take it as a personal challenge.
I just thought about that, Dan. Thank you. Yeah. She'll be in there tonight, rolling them in a little container. Going, I have the cuts. What the heck?
When we were kids, we used to go to the fireworks
Babu.
show,
That's
and we were trying to get my mom to quit smoking.
Wow.
So we bought these things called cigarette loads.
You did not.
They were about the
You
size of a
did
grape.
not.
They were about the size of a grape seed, and what you would do is you would take the cigarettes, pull them out, put the little thing in there, and then pack the end back. So they'd light the cigarette, take a couple of puffs, and boom, blow the end out the cigarette. Oh, she got so mad at us
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
think?
and refused to take us to the fireworks store anymore.
You're lucky she didn't
So we started
go out and get a peach whip and spank you to the limit of
we
your
started
existence.
getting these little books of matches like this
Mhm.
and cutting the match heads off the end of the paper stick and using them as cigarette loads instead.
Oh, jeez.
And she'd be sitting there smoking a cigarette, and all of a sudden it just burst into flame.
Hey, it probably needed to be relit at that time.
Well, y'all heard about during the making of the George Clooney Batman with Schwarzenegger and all that? Schwarzenegger was bad about handing out loaded cigars.
Mm.
Loaded with what?
Well,
He hadn't been hanging out with Snoop Dogg, had he?
no,
What
but
about Willie Nelson?
he got mixed up. He got his loaded cigars mixed up with his.
Oh.
And you know how he had all that white grease makeup?
Mm-hmm.
This was like 10 seconds before the director calls action on the big main scene. He's puffing on the cigar, gets ready to put it down, has it sideways like this. Boom! All in the grease makeup. And they're ready to shoot.
Oops.
They ain't ready no more.
What movie is that somebody did that? Oh! Police Academy 6. City Under Siege. They did that.
And of course, him and Danny DeVito were friends. So Danny got him good. He goes, "Come here, Arnie, let me give you a cigar." So they're sitting there smoking the cigar. Arnie's going, "Man, I'm feeling pretty good." Yeah. He goes, he turns and says, "What's in this thing?" He goes, "It's infused with CBD."
Oh, man.
Arnie's like, "I'm the governor of California. I'm high on pot."
But CBD isn't pot.
No, it's a different thing. But
Well, it was marijuana,
Mhm.
THC. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Hash oil.
He
THC
goes,
is the real, the
Actual
stuff.
thing.
But did he inhale?
well, he felt good. He goes, "Here I am, governor of California, and I'm high on pot."
I'll never smoke weed with Willie again.
Especially not at the White House.
Oh,
Weren't there allegations that Jerry Brown had smoked?
yeah.
Too? He wasn't the first California governor to.
No offense, if a politician ran for president based upon, something, I'm going to smoke marijuana every day while I'm in the White House, I'd vote for that guy. Because I'd like to see a laid back president.
Really? I mean,
It worked for Obama.
he'd be sitting there and go, "Oh, Putin's threatening to nuke us again. Bring it, motherfucker. We got this handled."
Oh. Well,
Oh,
Snoop
Lord.
Dogg says he'll never smoke with Willie again. When Snoop-
Apparently, Willie Nelson smoked him under the table, literally.
Wow.
I am not surprised. Oh, you remember the one about the trucker that was hauling sod rolled up in cylinders on the truck, got pulled over by state patrol, and goes, "Was I driving too fast?" And the cop says, "No, I just wondered where the Willie Nelson concert was."
I'll see if I can find that and post it in the stupid blog. But Cheech and Chong have just recently come out with a line of edibles that you can get, gummies and such, and they're legal in all 49 states, just not Idaho. Yes, I don't know what Idaho has against Cheech and Chong.
Can't figure out how to tax it.
Hmm.
That's the main problem with everywhere else. Can't figure out
Call
how
it a
to
potato.
tax it.
It's Idaho.
Oh, John, you've heard the story about the guy handing Tommy Chong a bong at the comedy catch to sign? He signed it. The one bong I'll never hit. It was shaped like a pecker.
Oh,
Oh, now that brought up memories I never expected to resurface. I thought I'd blotted out my college years forever.
Uh,
Ooh, do tell Deanna, or is this a last man standing story that we need to find out about?
No, somebody actually had one shaped that particular way and tried to pass it around and was run out of the room by everybody else.
well,
I'm just going,
different time back then.
well, I mean, the 70s were kind of off on the. It was like the 60s cranked to 11. Yeah.
and in the 80s, we were coming down from it.
Yeah, really. I mean, it was just one of those things where, you know, that's in really bad taste, dude. Don't care how good your pot is. Go to your own dorm room.
Great, dude, more for me.
Hey, that's pretty much his attitude, but everybody else is going, no, sorry.
Do you call that a dong bong?
Yep.
Dong bong.
Probably. Yeah, that'd be a great label for it in the store.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, I've got to fire up the other room.
Okay.
John is firing up the room as we speak. See, it's all
Good night.
flamey behind him.
Good night, Dan.
Oh, well, guys, this has been real. It's been fun. It's
It has
almost been real fun. Do what?
Yeah.
But it hasn't been real fun.
Yeah, it has.
Then we haven't been doing it right.
I mean, I've been sitting here cutting farts all night. I'm feeling pretty good.
So are we. There's no such thing as smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
way.
And look, John's the only one I'm worried about.
Good.
Because you're the one that's the closest to Joe Dog on the map.
Oh, no. On my screen, you're in the top middle. I'm on one end and Joe's on the other. So you're.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about on the map, though. You're the closest to him. You're the one that it can actually affect.
I did not need the Dawn sandwich image in my mind. Thank you.
And I had ice cream tonight.
I did
It's
too.
an ice cream sandwich.
I'm trying to figure out how I was in the bottom row and all of a sudden I got bumped up to the top in the center.
I left to get a beer. and it kicked you up there.
No, you were
Good night, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Good night.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.